Good afternoon. I'm Rev. Shay McKay. I'm one of the ministers here at Unity, and I welcome you into this space today to celebrate a beautiful life and mourn the loss of a beautiful woman. One of the things that we do as Unitarian Universalists here at Unity whenever we gather as a community is we begin our time by marking it as sacred. And how we do that is we light a chalice, which is the symbol of our faith. And we light the chalice for multiple reasons. One is to remind us of the warmth of community when we gather, that we are held by the community that we gather with. One is to remind us of the bright light of wisdom and sacredness that dwells within each of us. And third, the light of the flame reminds us of our fire of commitment to make the world a better place for ourselves and everyone in it. And so I'm going to begin us today by reading a chalice lighting and lighting our chalice, and then we will move into celebrating Christine's life. So in this moment of memory and mystery, we gather to honor the life of Christine. As we light this holy flame, we remind ourselves that the flames of life and love are never fully extinguished. That out of life, out of loss, and out of love, we come here together to remember, to celebrate, and to mourn. Now is the time for us to be here together in our sorrow, in our remembering, in our mourning. In some moments, today, tomorrow, in the weeks and years to come, you will remember Christine, and a smile will come to your face, or a laugh will surprise you with its presence and joy. And in other moments, you will be overwhelmed by sadness, by grief. I hope that today will offer you comfort. I hope that today will offer you guidance as you move through this grieving process. It is difficult to lose someone we have loved. Poet John O'Donohue says that our life becomes strange. There is an absence that becomes present, a hole where this person used to be. A space left by a person who was such a important part of the fabric of our lives. And grief is both a tool with which we hold on to those we love and through which we can begin to let go. We hold on to the pieces, the memories, the things that Christine taught us, the things we learned, the way she lived her life. And we also learn to slowly let go, to become familiar with how to live a life without her in it. The most important thing I want to say today is there is no one right way to grieve. We all find our own pathway through grief. We all must find our own way to express those feelings. And we each need to find the time, the way, the route through which we find some comfort, some healing, and some letting go. And we can't do it alone. And so I thank you for being here today. I thank you for being here to hold the family in their grief, to hold yourselves and each other as friends and family, as co-workers, as mentors, as students, and those who celebrated life with Christine every day. We are not isolated beings. We are ultimately all connected by mystery, by miracle, to the universe, to each other, and to Christine. And I welcome you. I welcome you into this space, into this place. We make it holy by being here together. And whatever you are feeling in this moment, whatever you might need from this time together, I hope you find it. And you are welcome here. I now invite our first reader up to read When Great Trees Fall.
Hi, my name is Laura. I went to law school with Christine, known her for many, many years. And for her, and for you, I'm gonna try my best to get through this. When Great Trees Fall by Maya Angelou. When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder. Lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with a hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words, unsaid, promises of walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality bound to them takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent on their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same. Whisper to us. They existed. They existed. We can be. Be and be better. For they existed.
I'm going to invite you now to rise in body and our spirit. Number 205 in the gray hymnals in the pews, please join me in Amazing Grace. I'd like to invite Sheethel, Courtney, and Carrie up for the eulogy, please.
Hello, everyone. We are honored to be the three friends giving Christine's eulogy. My name is Courtney.
I'm Sheethel.
And I'm Carrie. Christine was my best friend. Saying goodbye to her is a heartbreak I can't quite put into words. I once thought the most devastating news I would ever hear about Christine happened the morning she called me to tell me she had breast cancer, but I was wrong. When Sammy called me the afternoon of January 20th, my heart broke in a way that I was not prepared for. My heart especially breaks for Bill, for Samantha, and for Joey, as you carry this profound and unimaginable loss. 26 years ago, Christine and I met as new moms in a parent and child class at Highland Park Senior High School, each of us admiring our babies and trying to make sense of this new and exciting chapter in our lives. It was obvious that Christine was completely enamored with Sammy. She was captivated by every coo, every tiny movement, and every new discovery. When Joey came along, that exact same love was exhibited. She celebrated each new word he spoke, each wobbly step they took, and every opinion they formed. She never stopped celebrating them as they grew into themselves. What I admired most was how comfortable Christine was in her own skin as a new mom. She didn't pretend to have all the answers. She asked questions freely, laughed at herself, and admitted when she wasn't sure what she was doing. There was a humility and honesty in her parenting that made others feel safe to do the same. Over the many years I was blessed to call Christine my friend, I came to see that wasn't just how she approached motherhood, it was how she approached life. With that same humility, humor, and unwavering honesty. Looking back to that parenting class, I had no idea I was meeting a woman who would grow to become one of the most important people in my life. For the next quarter of a century, she was my daily check-in, my sounding board, and my constant friend. We had big moments together, exciting trips, and milestone birthday celebrations. But it is the regular stuff I'll miss the most. The daily texts and frequent phone calls, the quick shop at Marshall's before happy hour, the agendas she created for our lunches so she wouldn't forget to tell me everything that was on her mind, and the way she accepted me without any judgment. We knew we could tell each other everything, and she often reminded me, "You'll always be my friend. You know too much." As I reflect on the chunk of Christine's life that I was fortunate enough to be a part of, she was truly at her happiest raising Samantha and Joey, watching them grow, meet other children, and build friendships. Christine was an expert at creating experiences with kids, whether it was a day at the Science Museum or Children's Museum, a tropical lunch at the Rainforest Cafe, or a sunny afternoon at the Como Zoo. Christine made every outing feel like a grand event. She had a rare gift for making every child feel important and seen. She was obviously so in tune with Sammy and Joey, and they were always her priority, but she had an incredible grace with all of our children. She knew every sensitivity and every snack preference. She nurtured every child who walked through her door. She made sure everyone felt special, usually involving some elaborate craft, tie-dye project, or special treat. She didn't just host play dates, she created memories for so many of our kids. Christine loved to share good news about Joey and Sam, but she was always very thoughtful when she did. She'd lean in and ask, "Is it okay if I brag about my kids?" And of course the answer was always yes, because her pride wasn't boastful, it was pure, radiant love for her children. Sammy and Joe, you gave her so many reasons to glow the way she did. Kindergarten plays, soccer games, tennis matches, acceptance letters, high school and college graduations, a cappella performances, sorority leadership, theater productions, and so much more. And now, Sammy is pursuing her passion at vet school, and Joey will soon be starting law school. And your mom was so deeply proud of you both. Christine delighted in the people you were becoming. I'm not sure if you know this, Sam and Joe, but your mom often referred to you both as amazing humans. Being your mom was one of her greatest honors, and you gave her a life filled with purpose, gratitude, and unconditional love.
Like many of you, I considered Christine to be a dear friend. I met her the fall of 2002 at the Junior League of St. Paul when I was a new member co-chair. Loved her at first sight, but life gets busy, and Christine jumped in both feet first January, and in half a year, she co-chaired the new member project, won the Rising Star Award, awarded to the most impactful new member, and was selected to chair a committee the following year. This was classic Christine. She did monumental things in half the time it took the rest of us and made double the impact. It will surprise no one, 6 years later, she went on to be the president. As our gorgeous friendship grew, I had the good fortune to learn about Christine's first family, the story of 3 strong women, Christine, Kathy, and Joanne. Christine shared many a story of her and her sister Kathy's mischievous moments, from Cubs games to a brief sprint through O'Hare Airport. As a doting aunt, Christine spoiled her nephews, Henry and Caden. And Bill and Christine, upon Bill's retirement from Milliman, took their entire extended family of 60 on a celebratory Disney cruise. Family was their cornerstone. Kathy and Christine and the grandkids were blessed to be raised by a strong woman, another valiant cancer survivor in Joanne, who instilled love, resilience, and integrity into her daughters, who then instilled these values onto their children. If there is a single word I would use to encapsulate my beautiful friend, it would be love. And that is what was conveyed to me the first time I met the love of Christine's life, Bill. William F., as she affectionately sometimes called him. Years ago, I was in their kitchen when Bill entered, and her eyes lit up, and she said, "Love, meet my friend." In that moment, I knew, Bill, you were her rock, the love of her life, and her constant companion. There is not one moment of your life together where you were not at her side, cheering and supporting her. And I can think of no one better for either of you. You balanced one another out perfectly. Everyone who knew Christine knew how inclusive, inviting, and generous she was. Her innate way to involve and invite you into conversations made you feel seen, heard, and valued. As her friends and family, we saw, despite being the president of the Junior League, a successful lobbyist, a lawyer, and a businesswoman, her truest and most fulfilling role was that of mom. Her fierce love of her family, and especially of her children, was poignant, deep, and everlasting. Sam and Joe, you were truly her greatest loves and successes, and you both brought her monumental love and pride. Joey, you brought her calmness and serenity. As someone who was invited to spend every Christmas Eve with the darling Bluhm family, I saw firsthand how special she and Bill made the night for their kids, but also friends they invited in as family. It was never about the presents. It was about their genuine joy in sharing their family, their home, and love for a magical night. You did not have to be Christian to savor the evening. All were welcome. Her generosity knew no bounds.
Christine and I began our friendship journey on the first day of kindergarten, walking into SPA. She was reassuring Sammy and gently holding her hand. I took note as we entered the lobby of her effusive positivity and her resounding laugh that echoed and filled the hallways. Both were a constant each morning. She would stop and talk to parents children, and of course the staff. I wanted to be her friend, and I was lucky enough to have her by my side for 20 years. Christine was a legendary connector. If you look around this room, you see the map of her life. She made friends with magical ease, and she kept them. From high school swim teammates and college sorority sisters to junior league, the quad, the lit ladies, the SPA moms, the tennis group, her Wisconsin winery friends, and the Arizona crew. She didn't see separate groups. She saw a community that she wanted to bring together. She was the glue. If you were her friend, she made sure you were everyone's friend. She had a rare ability to bring people together and make people feel like they were her best friend. She was the most generous person I've ever known, with her time, her talent, and her treasure. We all have a story of generosity, but my favorite was at the Lexington. A server mentioned that she loved Christine's purse. Without a second thought, Christine stood up, emptied her belongings, and handed the bag to the woman right there and then. Christine was a woman of incredible range. She was just as comfortable at a private golf club as she was pulling tabs at a dive bar in Wisconsin. It was never about the prestige of the place for Christine. It was always about the people. She could strike up a conversation with anyone, and by the end of it, they felt like they were the most important person in the room. Christine sought out deep, honest, and real friendships. She gave, and all she ever wanted in return was to connect and share her unlimited love. She accepted us without a single ounce of judgment. You could tell her anything, and you knew it was safe. Christine had an incredible spirit. Several years ago, she battled breast cancer like a champ. And while that isn't what took her life, the way she handled it showed us exactly who she was. Many of us would take turns driving her to Mayo for treatment. Most people would dread those days, but Christine turned chemo and radiation into a friendship outing. We'd have a great lunch, we'd do a little shopping, we'd laugh until the nurses probably wanted us to hush. The fact that so many people stood in line to volunteer for those drives is a testament to the kind of friend Christine was to others. She had spent decades showing up for everyone else. We were just grateful for the chance to show up for her. She refused to let diagnosis steal her joy or her style. She was our resident entertainment director. She had an obsession with Taylor Swift, Adele, and carpool karaoke. She'd make us sit there and watch videos on her iPad, her own laughter often drowning out the music. She went to several Taylor Swift concerts with Sammy, sometimes bringing a friend and their daughter, just to share the magic. I think we can all agree Christine was never in her quiet era. She was a lover of all creatures. She took Sammy's dog Coco into the family's heart instantly. She even flew to upstate New York just to dog sit so Sammy could go on a vet school externship. I like to think she's somewhere right now, finally reunited with her black labs, Wrigley and Willow, telling them about her kids. Sammy and Joey, we see so much of your mom in you. Sammy, you have your mom's fierce spirit and her passion for standing up for what you believe in. Joey, you have her beautiful eyes and that unwavering belief that everyone deserves a fair shake in life. You both inherited her massive heart and her sincere compassion. Bill, it was clear to all of us that you were the love of her life. You two were such a match, both so intelligent, opinionated, generous, funny, stubborn, and rarely wrong. That combination made for a marriage that was never ever boring. It was a life full of sparks, laughter, and a very deep, very special kind of love. You were her partner in every sense of the word. Okay.
When I think of Christine, which, like many of you, will be often and with fondness, I will always remember her infectious laugh. Her cheeks would get round, rich, and red, like her generous, everlasting heart. She often said to me, "Friend, I appreciate you." Back at ya. Appreciate you, Christine, always and forever.
One of the greatest lessons Christine taught us is that love is action. It is noticing the shy child. It is inviting someone new to the table. It is celebrating others. Because of Christine, we know how to love more openly, connect more intentionally, and hold the people we cherish a little closer. Christine loved memories and stories. She loved telling them and retelling them, and then retelling them again with joy. So let's try not to treat our memories of Christine as a source of sadness, but as a gift she's left to us. Each story we tell and each laugh we relive keeps her present. We love you, Christine. Thanks for making us a part of your story.
Thank you for those memories. Our reading now is from Meditations Before Kaddish. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. For love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. I said in my opening words that when we lose someone we love, life becomes strange. There is a very palpable absence in our world, a hole in the woven tapestry of our lives. And our bodies hold on to memories. Our bodies keep trying to adjust around that hole, around that absence. And our hearts and our minds hold on to stories, hold on to feelings, hold on to memories. And so I'm going to invite the family of Christine to come up, to call to mind some of those memories, to call to mind some of what they still hold of Christine, to light a candle and to let some of her go in love. One of the reasons I do this in memorial services is to give the family a chance to say goodbye. But a more important reason is because this makes visible the light of Christine in the world. This is what Christine brought into your lives. This is what she has left still with you. The light of her infectious laughter, the light of the stories you know by heart because you heard them over and over again, the light of her as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, as someone who made a real impact and difference in the world. And part of the way that we move through our grief is to keep her light alive. For Christine will never be truly gone as long as we share her light with the world, share her love, as we just heard in the Kaddish. As long as we keep her alive by living the way she showed us how to live, we keep that light within the world. As you take time today and as you move through these next days and months and years, as you grieve this great loss and also celebrate a beautiful, well-lived life, I hope you also take time to reflect on your own life and perhaps embrace more and more each day that courage it takes to step through the door of curiosity and embrace life in whatever way it comes at you, whatever it brings into your world. And I hope you find a greater appreciation of life, an appreciation that Christine lived every day with each person that she loved, with each life that she touched, with the enthusiasm she gave to being a mom, to being a wife, to being a friend, a daughter, a sister, an aunt. That enthusiasm and that fierce loyalty and love and generosity. May we all be as gently and joyously fierce as Christine was. May we all nurture the spirit and formation and holding together of community, the depth of compassionate relationship that this person, this woman, this beautiful soul created all around her. And may we let her life and her stories and her memory and her love inspire us as we begin the healing process of letting her go. I thank you all for being here today, for having the courage to come and be together in your grief, in your sorrow, and in your celebration. I ask that you continue holding Christine's family in your hearts, in your thoughts. And as Christine would so want you to do, don't let love die. When all that's left of her is love, give it away. And so I end this service. We put out this flame, but not the flame that dwells within our hearts, the flame that Christine lit and that stays lit as we remember, as we tell our stories, and as we remember her love. The family would like to invite you to a reception following the service. There will not be a receiving line here at the church. They will be waiting for you at Cafe Biagio. And Cafe Biagio, if you've not been there, is a little bit tiny. And there are many of you. And they do want you all to come and enjoy yourselves and have delicious food, but maybe stagger your arrival. They will be there from 3:30 to 6:30, and you are welcome to come at any point during that time. And the family will be glad to have you with them there and to see you there. Cafe Biagio, by the way, is CAFFE. So if you're Googling it, make sure you put 2 F's in cafe. All right, we will close this service. I will lead the family out while you enjoy the final song that Christine picked for today. And then I will invite you to follow them out.